Do you know how to answer this medical school ethics question? Let's go. You have one liver. You need to do a liver transplant. You've got two possible people that you can give it to. Person number one is an ex-alcoholic mother of two. Person number two is a 13-year-old that suffers from a congenital liver defect. Congenital means that they're suffering from it since birth. Who do you give it to? Now, the common pitfall that most people fall into when answering a question like this is they answer a really absolutist response. They say, okay, the 13-year-old should get it because they've got a massive life to live for, and the ex-alcoholic mother, she's old. Okay? But on the other hand, you could say that maybe it's a congenital defect, so does that mean that the liver transplant will help? Okay, there may be comorbidity, meaning other diseases might be influencing it. Okay, let's say in terms of the mother is an ex-alcoholic, so does that mean that since her problem is self-inflicted, then there's no point of making her the person that we give the liver to? Okay, stuff like that. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be going through this response, and I'm going to be giving you advice on how you can smash your ethics questions. First and foremost, don't give absolutist responses. Give the pros and cons for each, be evaluative, and if you have to pick one, pick one. If they tell you to pick one, otherwise just say what would be your thought process and narrate your thought process. So first, let's talk from a biological perspective. You have to know if the liver is the right size and the tissue is correct for the person. It can't be too small or too big. I know that's really simplistic. Just say it at the start to get out of the way. Next is the age. They can't be too old or too young because then they won't be able to survive the complications post-surgery, okay? And the doctors need to analyze the physiological age, okay? Not just the age that they've lived for, but their physiological age and who would be better adapted to survive after the surgery. Next one is comorbidity. Comorbidity is when you have more than one illness alongside another illness. So that means that even if you had the liver transplant, another illness would cause damage to the liver, so it would be rendered futile. Stuff like that, okay? Recurrence of the illness, okay? Maybe if it's a congenital illness that's been inherited since birth, let's say it leads to the accumulation of a particular toxin in the liver, then even if you get the liver transplanted, it will recur, okay? The illness will recur and the liver will get damaged again, so it would be rendered futile, stuff like that. Now let's talk from a psychosocial perspective, okay? What if they aren't adhering to post-operative immunosuppressive drugs, let's say, okay? Then it renders futile because they don't take the medication that they need to take after the surgery. Okay, you also need to assess them. For example, the mother in particular, you need to assess whether she's going to relapse or not. And sometimes you can't, but you need to assess, okay? Alongside this, you need to know about the impact on society. Regarding the child, this will have a significant negative drawback on the mental health of the parents. They might need her, well, obviously when she grows up, to care for them, okay? Alongside this, on the other hand, you've got the mother. She's got two kids. They'll have to be raised up by the state, likely. And this will obviously take money from the state, not only, but it will also mean that may damage their upbringing. On the other hand, you've also had many people that have grown up to become extremely successful people in the absence of a mother. So you've got to make sure that you are evaluative, ladies and gentlemen, and then you're going to smash these medical school ethics questions. Thank you for watching.